You're a smart, capable man who has achieved success in many areas of life. But when it comes to relationships, you sometimes find yourself making choices that negatively impact your partnership. Why is that? Even the most intelligent individuals can stumble when it comes to matters of the heart. But why? Smart men are often driven by logic, analysis, and rational thinking, skills that serve them well in their careers and intellectual pursuits. However, relationships require a depth of emotional intelligence that highly logical men can sometimes struggle with. Many smart men may have devoted more time and energy to developing their intellectual capacities while inadvertently neglecting their emotional awareness. This can lead to several relationship pitfalls, such as difficulty recognizing and navigating complex emotions within themselves and their partners, an over-reliance on logic that fails to account for the nuances of human emotion and connection, a tendency to problem-solve rather than empathize, leaving partners feeling misunderstood, challenges with vulnerability and open communication about feelings. Additionally, the sense of confidence and even arrogance that can come with substantial intellectual abilities may cause some smart men to be dismissive of relationship advice or unwilling to address personal blind spots. Essentially, the same traits that make these men smart in intellectual domains, keen logic, confidence in their reasoning, a focus on the analytical, can work against them when it comes to cultivating emotional attunement and intimate bonds. Stoicism teaches us that while logic and reason are invaluable tools, they must be balanced with wisdom about the limits of our control. Relationships involve another human being with their own desires, emotions, and autonomy outside our direct influence. Epictetus emphasized that we should make the best use of what is in our power and take the rest as it happens. In relationships, a smart man's power lies in cultivating his own virtues like self-discipline, empathy, and careful judgment. However, he cannot fully control or comprehend his partner's internal experience. The Stoics saw relationships as naked souls meeting, connections based on mutual respect for each other's inherent humanity, rather than idealized projections. Truly wise men understand that no amount of intellectual prowess provides mastery over the mysteries involved in joining one's life with another's. Seneca warned against the pride and entitlement that can come with talents and accomplishments, writing, "Virtue is a hard thing to man, and not a gift of nature." Brilliant men may excel in academic or professional spheres, but the virtues of patience, humility, and graceful acceptance of life's unpredictability are equally essential for harmonious partnership. Smart men's relationship mistakes often stem from the delusion that their bright minds can impose order and understanding on the spontaneous, ever-changing dynamics between two human souls. The Stoic path is one of cultivating inner fortitude, while surrendering the desire to exert control over that which we cannot govern. Now let's reveal 7 common mistakes that smart men often make in their romantic relationships, mistakes that can slowly erode connection and fulfillment. 1. Not facing the fear of being alone. For many smart and successful men, the fear of being alone can be a powerful driving force that keeps them stuck in unhealthy, unfulfilling relationships. Despite their intelligence and capability in other areas of life, they may cling to toxic partnerships out of a deep-seated dread of solitude. The roots of this fear often lie in insecurities or past experiences that have shaped negative associations with aloneness. Perhaps they faced rejection or abandonment earlier in life, or they've come to derive an unhealthy sense of worth from being part of a couple. Whatever the underlying cause, the prospect of navigating life independently can feel utterly daunting. However, Stoicism offers a radically different perspective on solitude. Rather than viewing it as a source of loneliness or diminished status, it wants us to celebrate solitude as a path to self-knowledge, inner freedom, and uncompromised growth. Seneca wrote, "Rehearse this thought every day, that you ought to be able to welcome with a tranquil mind whatever may be the will of Providence." For the Stoics, embracing solitude with equanimity was a practice in non-attachment and acceptance of life's inevitable changes. Smart men who can confront their fear of aloneness open themselves to profound personal development. Instead of remaining trapped in toxic situations, they have the opportunity to cultivate self-reliance, pursue their deepest values, and ultimately attract healthier partnerships aligned with their growth. Solitude, when embraced consciously, is not a desolate state, but a fertile space for self-discovery and reclaiming one's personal sovereignty. The path to healthy relationships begins with this fearless embrace of one's aloneness and an unwavering commitment to one's own authentic path. 2. Overvaluing material gifts. Over time, wealth is not his that has it, but his that enjoys it. This quote highlights a tendency many of us can relate to, equating material wealth and possessions with true fulfillment. For smart men, this propensity may manifest in lavishing partners with expensive gifts, while inadvertently neglecting to offer something far more valuable: quality time and shared experiences. The Stoics teaches that the pursuit of virtue, wisdom, and meaningful human connections should take precedence over the accumulation of material goods. Seneca cautioned, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This philosophy recognizes that chasing external possessions often stems from inner deficiencies that no object can permanently satiate. In relationships, overcompensating with lavish gifts can become a misguided attempt to strengthen bonds or make up for lack of emotional presence. However, Stoic wisdom reminds us that the deepest connections thrive not through impersonal transactions, but through the simple act of being fully present with one another. Shared experiences, whether profound conversations, new adventures, or even mundane tasks approached with mindfulness, forge intimacy in ways material goods cannot. As Epictetus wrote, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. For the smart man, applying Stoic principles entails re-evaluating priorities. Rather than seeking connection through the ephemeral high of gift-giving, he consciously invests in the currency of quality time. Listening deeply, savoring small moments, and practicing non-judgmental presence all strengthen the fabric of partnership. In doing so, he transcends neediness and cultivates the great reward the Stoics prized above all. The richness of human relationships nourished not by things, but by genuine care, attention, and appreciation for the sublime experience of sharing one's humanity. 3. Sacrificing personal boundaries. On the occasion of every act, ask yourself this question: is this what a rational agent would do? Is it worthy of that noble and excellent character? The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius understood the importance of living in alignment with one's core values and principles. Yet even for highly intelligent and capable men, the desire to please a romantic partner can lead to sacrificing personal boundaries and losing authenticity. Boundaries represent the invisible lines that define our self-respect, independence, and integrity. When compromised, we may find ourselves acquiescing to behaviors, situations, or demands that fundamentally conflict with our deepest truths. The intelligent man, so adept at analysis in other spheres, can fall into the trap of rationalizing away these violations in an effort to preserve harmony. However, the Stoics taught that compromising our essential selves undermines true well-being. As Epictetus stated, "No one is free who is not master of themselves." Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect, vulnerability, and the ability to remain grounded in one's authentic identity. For the smart man, maintaining boundaries requires cultivating self-awareness, assertiveness, and the wisdom to recognize what he can and cannot control. It means proactively defining and communicating his non-negotiable values, needs, and limits. It may involve making difficult choices that honor his integrity over momentary approval. Paradoxically, by upholding his boundaries with loving detachment, the intelligent man creates a space for genuine intimacy to flourish. His partner encounters not a malleable facade, but a whole integrated human being whose authenticity inspires trust and connection. As Seneca eloquently expressed, a lofty bearing is attainable only by the man who holds himself to be worthy of the highest things and relies in no way upon external advantages. Ultimately, the true currency of healthy relationships lies not in sacrificing one's essence, but in the vulnerability that arises from two individuals courageously meeting as their most authentic selves. 4. Neglecting self-improvement. Have you ever found yourself so consumed by a relationship that you lost sight of your personal growth and aspirations? Focusing too much on the relationship and neglecting personal growth can lead to resentment and dissatisfaction. For many smart men, The intense focus and intellectual energy they devote to their careers can shift to an all-encompassing obsession with their romantic partnership. While there's beauty in wholeheartedly investing in a loving connection, the Stoic philosophers warned against abandoning one's individual pursuit of virtue and self-actualization. As Epictetus cautioned, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. What falls under our power is the continual refinement of our character, capabilities, and inner clarity. When we neglect this vital inner work, stagnation and discontent inevitably arise, first within ourselves, and inevitably impacting our relationship dynamics. Imagine two people on a transformational journey, each sharpening their skills, exploring new perspectives, and evolving in wisdom. There is a richness that flows from two self-actualized individuals sharing their growth and discovery. But envision the alternative where one partner remains static while the other expands. Resentment, disconnection, and a gradual dimming of attraction can take root. The Stoics understood that our greatest resource is our mind, our ability to learn, question assumptions, and elevate our understanding. Seneca poignantly wrote, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." For the smart man, consistently prioritizing self-improvement through reading, skill development, mindfulness practices, or deeply examining his core values ensures he brings his best, most vibrant self to the relationship. His unfolding growth and self-awareness become a catalyst for the flourishing of the partnership itself. Ultimately, one of the greatest gifts we can offer our beloveds is our own wholeness, a wholeness constantly renewed through the ceaseless pursuit of our unfurling potential. 5. Failure to communicate openly. Poor communication can stem from a desire to avoid conflict or appear in a certain way that you are not in reality. Authentic relationships require openness and vulnerability to build trust and emotional connection. That is why effective communication is the bedrock of any healthy relationship. However, many smart men struggle with open and honest communication. The ability to articulate one's thoughts, feelings, and needs is crucial for building trust, emotional intimacy, and mutual understanding within a partnership. Without clear communication, misunderstandings and resentments can fester, leading to a gradual erosion of the connection. For intelligent men, the fear of vulnerability or appearing weak can prevent them from openly expressing their emotions or concerns. They may bottle up their feelings or rationalize them away, believing that suppressing emotions is a sign of strength or stoicism. However, authentic relationships thrive on vulnerability and the willingness to be truly seen and known by one's partner. When one partner shuts down or avoids open communication, it creates an emotional barrier that hinders genuine intimacy and connection. Another common pitfall is the desire to avoid conflict or confrontation. Smart men may shy away from difficult conversations or sweep issues under the rug, hoping to maintain harmony in the relationship. However, this avoidance often leads to unresolved tensions and a lack of understanding between partners. Effective communication involves not only expressing one's own thoughts and feelings, but also actively listening to one's partner with empathy and an open mind. It requires a willingness to engage in difficult conversations, address conflicts constructively, and find mutually satisfying solutions. By cultivating open and honest communication, smart men can foster deeper emotional connection, build trust, and create a safe space for vulnerability within their relationships. This allows for a more fulfilling and lasting partnership built on mutual understanding, respect, and the ability to navigate life's challenges together. 6. Holding grudges and not forgiving. In the journey of any relationship, conflicts and hurt are inevitable. Even the most intelligent and well-intentioned individuals can make mistakes or cause unintentional harm to their partners. However, the true test of a healthy partnership lies in the ability to forgive and move past these grievances, rather than allowing them to fester into resentment and bitterness. For many smart men, the tendency to hold grudges and harbor resentment can stem from a variety of factors. It could be a sense of pride or unwillingness to let go of perceived injustices, a desire for retribution, or an inability to truly empathize with their partner's perspective. Regardless of the root cause, holding on to past grievances acts like a slow poison, gradually eroding the foundation of trust, intimacy, and emotional connection within the relationship. The Stoic philosophers teach the importance of forgiveness and letting go of past hurts. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This highlights the futility of clinging to grievances, as it only serves to perpetuate a cycle of negativity and harm. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is an act of self-liberation. It allows individuals to release the emotional baggage of past transgressions, freeing themselves from the weight of resentment and enabling them to move forward with a renewed sense of clarity and emotional freedom. In relationships, forgiveness is not merely a one-time act, but a continuous practice of letting go, understanding, and embracing the imperfections of both oneself and one's partner. It requires a deep well of empathy, compassion, and a willingness to approach conflicts and mistakes with an open heart and mind. When smart men cultivate the ability to forgive and let go of past grievances, they create space for healing, growth, and a strengthening of the emotional bond with their partners. Conflicts become opportunities for mutual understanding and deepening of the relationship, rather than sources of lingering resentment. Ultimately, the capacity to forgive is not a sign of weakness, but rather a profound act of strength and emotional intelligence. It is a powerful tool for maintaining harmony, fostering trust, and allowing relationships to thrive and evolve in a lasting and meaningful way. 7. Ignoring red flags. Relationships, even those between highly intelligent individuals, can sometimes be clouded by rose-tinted glasses, leading to the overlooking or dismissal of significant issues. A phenomenon commonly referred to as ignoring red flags. This tendency to turn a blind eye to concerning patterns or behaviors, often born from an overly optimistic hope that things will improve on their own, can ultimately pave the way for prolonged unhappiness and dysfunction within the partnership. The Stoic philosophers emphasize the importance of maintaining a clear and objective perspective, unburdened by the distortions of unchecked emotions or unrealistic expectations. As Epictetus wisely stated, it is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. In the context of relationships, this wisdom underscores the need to cultivate the ability to assess situations and potential partners with discernment, rather than allowing oneself to be swayed by fleeting feelings or the desire to see only the positives. Ignoring red flags, whether they manifest as incompatible values, unhealthy communication patterns, or even subtle forms of disrespect or control, can ultimately lead to a gradual erosion of personal boundaries, self-respect, and overall well-being. It is a slippery slope that often begins with justifications or rationalizations, but can ultimately result in a deep sense of dissatisfaction and regret. For smart men, the key to avoiding this pitfall lies in cultivating self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and the courage to confront difficult truths early on. It requires the willingness to engage in honest self-reflection, to seek the perspectives of trusted friends or mentors, and to remain grounded in one's core values and non-negotiable standards for a healthy partnership. By learning to recognize and address red flags early on, intelligent men can save themselves from prolonged pain and disappointment, and instead redirect their energy towards fostering relationships built on mutual respect, trust, and a genuine alignment of values and goals. Ultimately, the Stoic path invites us to embrace reality with clear-eyed acceptance and to make decisions rooted in wisdom, rather than wishful thinking or fleeting emotions. In the realm of relationships, this philosophy serves as a powerful guidepost, steering us towards authentic connections that nurture our growth and overall well-being. The path of the intelligent man in relationships is one that demands more than just intellectual prowess. It requires the courage to face inner demons, the humility to confront blind spots, and the wisdom to strike a harmonious balance between logic and emotional intelligence. Use that remarkable intellect not to dominate or subjugate, but to illuminate the path of self-mastery. Let the strength of your resolve be matched by the tenderness of an open heart, and may you find the clarity to recognize life's inevitable ups and downs not as obstacles, but as opportunities to deepen into the unwavering essence of who you truly are. For in doing so, you will manifest the highest ideal of the Stoic partner, a man of poise, authenticity, and an unshakable inner sovereignty. And from that uncompromising wholeness, you will naturally attract partnerships that reflect the profound, soul-nourishing connections you deserve. The journey begins now, with this invitation to transcend the pitfalls that so often ensnare even the brightest minds. Embrace the path of the wise lover, discerning yet humble, self-actualized yet devoted, sovereign unto himself, and fiercely committed to the flourishing of love in its purest form.